Bruh.
Why are we still here?
Welcome to a video on how to get good at Nightcap, perhaps the most obnoxious plant in the game. Players who manage to accomplish the steep learning curve of this Goomba reject can very easily harass the enemy team's backline for free, whilst also getting free hate mail. Let's get started. The Nightcap is a highly mobile stealth class that relies on being an erratic little shit and taking out high priority targets quickly. Her primary fire consists of a fully automatic close range weapon that can deal 18 damage 3.5 times per second. The projectiles fired travel rather slowly but can pierce through multiple enemies, making it very easily to kill a pocket scientist behind an all-star if he just so happens to have one, all because he's too much of a pussy to fight you by himself. However, they do not go through a shield, so be sure to keep that in mind. Nightcap gets 20 rounds per clip before needing to reload, giving you more than enough ammo to take out every class in the game. Before we get into her abilities, it is important to mention that Nightcap herself can also double jump, being one of the only 2 characters in BFN to do so, making the not only as a way to cross large gaps than most characters, but also as a way to make your movement much more erratic and unpredictable, like a screaming baby in a pushchair, as 1 minute they're quiet and then they become a screaming sack of meat the next minute. Nightcap's first ability is the Shadow Dome. This shit makes Nightcap slap down a massive dome that literally sends anyone caught inside to the Shadow Realm. This shit can either be used on your teammates to hide them from sight or on enemies as to restrict their movement and make them easier targets to hit, making this the ultimate tool in pushing objectives or stopping critical targets such as loaded space stations from advancing to a better position. Nightcap's second ability is the Shadow Sneak. Upon use, Nightcap will turn completely invisible for the next few seconds, with it lasting longer if you stand completely still. This is best used to get into the enemy backline undetected, as well as to escape from fights that are not in your favor. One thing to consider, however, is that when invisible, small puffs of smoke will be visible for your enemies when you walk around, so it is strongly advised to jump as much as possible as to minimize the chances of being detected. Nightcap's final ability is the infamous Fung Fu. Despite this being labeled as a finisher, this shit can take down most of the zombie classes in just a single second, with it unleashing such immense amount of damage to those caught within its range. Nightcap also gets a massive damage resistance once cast animation is complete, making it very difficult for you to be killed, with you not only taking reduced damage, but with your hitbox also being all over the fucking place. However, it is important to try and surprise enemies with this move, as if they are able to react to it, then they will be able to escape it, as Nightcap does suffer a significant speed penalty whilst Fung Fu is active. It is best to use Fung Fu when either handling a group of enemies or against an enemy whose attention is currently being taken by something else. Now comes her weaknesses. Nightcap generally struggles in durability, with her only having 75 health in total, meaning that just a single shot from a slightly competent ATIS or pirate can easily put her out of the fight. Secondly is that Nightcap is one of the few characters who can't exactly exploit the lack of damage drop-off due to her projectiles being quite sluggish, and her greatest weakness is any form of stun or ability that restricts movement. Due to her being a mobile stealth class, being stunned by a slide, imp, or engineer is essentially a death sentence thanks to you only having 75 health. So if any of those 3 are spotted, be sure to be cautious in how you handle them. Lastly, as a build that I would suggest would be Corrode, Vampiric, and Rough Patch. Vampiric allows you to heal yourself after every successful fight, which for a character with only 75 health, you need every bit of healing you can get. Rough Patch can provide a little extra overheal than normal, which allows you to sponge more damage after just respawning. And Corrode, this shit causes enemies stuck inside your Shadow Dome to suffer additional effects on top of their restricted movement, with them now losing ammo. Charging up shots takes more time, weapons overheat faster, and any abilities that are on cooldown will be paused, making it extremely powerful and shutting down enemy pushes. Thanks to this guide, you will now be the master of stealth and can now very easily harass the enemy backline like a Twitch streamer being stream sniped. Be sure to come back for the next episode next week. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more shit like this. Have fun.